Aye, on time like.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Blueprint Your Mind, the channel that's dedicated to unshackling your mind so you can walk away from that 9-to-5 job by teaching you things about your mindset, affiliate marketing, and multiple ways that you could be making money online, even if you have no prior experience. If that sounds like it's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know every single time that I'm dropping content, and smash that like button after you watch this video. That's going to let me know that you got extreme value from today's training. Now, today's video is going to be all about sales, and we're going to be talking about what is closing. Now, closing is a sales term that refers to the process of making a sale. In sales, it is used more generally to mean achievement of the desired outcome, which may be an exchange of money or acquiring a signature. Salespeople are often taught to think of targets not as strangers, but rather as prospective customers who already want or need what is being sold. Such prospects only need to be closed. And the source of this comes from Wikipedia. So here are some of the fundamentals that you need to work on, okay? Supportive beliefs, okay? These are the fundamentals of a great salesperson. Having supportive beliefs. Doesn't need any approval from anyone. You know how to control your emotions. You have a supportive buy cycle. You're comfortable with discussing money, and you know how to handle rejection. Okay, if you can apply all 6 of these things, then you will become a great salesperson. Now, every salesperson needs the basic sales fundamentals, but of course, it doesn't stop there. The formula is the same when it comes to selling something online, but with each new prospect, the strategy can change. So let's deep dive into this, okay? What are the fundamentals of being a master salesman? Well, the first, like I said before, is supportive beliefs. This is a mindset shift that you have to have because most people in sales have limiting beliefs. So this is one of the most important things about becoming a master salesman. We always discuss mindset here on Blueprint Your Mind, and pretty much anyone that I speak to, I'm always talking to them about their mindset. So you should overcome the normal way of thinking about sales. Now, what is the normal way that most salespeople think? Well, let's get into it. First limiting belief is prospects will buy only if I have the lowest price. The second one is I need my prospects to like me. The third one, it's not okay to ask my prospects about their finances. The fourth one, prospects that think it over will eventually buy from me. Number 5, it's impolite to ask a lot of questions. If I challenge or confront a prospect, they'll get upset with me. And the last one, it's okay if my prospects want to comparison shop. Overcome these common misconceptions when looking at salesmanship, okay? These will put you in the lowest category of becoming great. The second one is doesn't need approval. Okay, when a salesperson has a high need for approval, it means he or she would rather be liked by their prospect than to close the sale. To be a good salesperson, closing the sale must outweigh being liked. Of course, we all want to be liked, but being liked doesn't put money in our bank accounts. We have to close. The next one is controlling your emotions. Okay, a salesperson who can't control their emotions needs to identify the situations they become vulnerable in and practice their responses through role plays until they can handle them at all times. Being able to control your emotions is vital to your salesman DNA. So keep in mind that you always need to be controlling your emotions. The next one is supportive buy cycles. Now, the buy cycle is the component of sales DNA that generally causes the most resistance in salespeople. Having a supportive buy cycle is understanding the actual need of that prospect. and guiding them to make the decision to take action on the solution. If you do not know how to do this, I do have a training to kind of show you guys how to develop more of a supportive buy cycle. I left a link below in the description if you want to learn more information on how to do this. The next one is being comfortable with discussing money. Okay, now in the words of Eben Ostergaard, know your value and stand for it. Clients don't always stand for the value that they actually deliver. Okay, you have to be comfortable in discussing money with your prospects. Most people look for the best deal instead of getting the greatest value. All right, so you need to be talking to them, understanding what it is that they are looking for, understanding what it is that they need, and then discuss the financial side of everything so you can deliver them the best value that you can give them in the marketplace. And the last one is handles rejection. Look, don't take it personal, okay? Usually rejection in sales just means that your product wasn't what the prospect needed. You have to learn to accept it, okay? Rejection happens. Always be professional and remain polite. That goes back to controlling your emotions. Keep in mind that just because someone says no, it doesn't mean that they aren't interested. Just be sure to ask the prospect why, give a last-minute proposal, and treat it as a necessary step. But always be persistent. Over time, strategies can change. Every prospect is different. You have to develop strategies to take on different types of platforms and people. You should always build a powerful value proposition inside of your messaging, because most prospects either don't recognize or can't articulate the root challenges they struggle with on a daily basis. So even if you sell a remarkable product, your buyers probably won't recognize the real value that you offer to them. People need their problems to be solved. So your message needs to be clear on how it's going to solve their issues. Create the urgency to change. Okay, the truth is that the majority of buyers prefer to do nothing instead of change something. Okay, did you know that 60% of deals in the pipeline are lost to no decision rather than to competitors? People want to stay the same because it is safe and comfortable, while change poses a threat and risk. So in order to break through their fixed mindset and get the prospects to leave their current situation, you need to tell a story that shows them the importance of change and why they should do it right now. You want to be able to tell a compelling and memorable story. So if you are pitching products to people, a lot of the time you want to explain the product. Although it seems to be the way to do it, it's probably not the most useful. Now, keep in mind that storytelling paints a vivid picture for your buyers, showing the contrast between their situation versus what's possible and connecting what you offer directly to their unique situation. Telling personal stories and using metaphors and analogies helps bring your message alive. So be sure to be telling compelling and memorable stories. Now, I want everyone to take a look at all the pictures that I have here on your screen right now. And I want you to ask yourself, what do all these pictures have in common? Now, we all heard the phrase that practice makes perfect, okay? In sales, nothing has changed. It's all about practice. There are things that you should be practicing on a daily basis in order for you to reach the sale goal that you have set for yourself. Always prospect regularly, okay? You cannot find yourself short of sale opportunities for a month and then work harder to catch up during the following month. You must prospect for potential clients regularly. The reason why you have inconsistent results is that you are not feeding your pipeline constantly. Okay, so if you are one of those types of people where you only message people here and there and you just don't like doing it, it's probably better for you to hire you a VA, someone that could do the prospecting for you. If you want training on that, I have another video series that I'm going to be dropping about hiring VAs and how you can get people for literally pennies on a dollar to start prospecting for you so you can start getting more calls and start making more sales. Always ask for recommendations and introductions. Sales growth depends not only on the number of opportunities entering the pipeline, but also on their quality. So even if a prospect says that they're not really interested, all right, what you want to do is ask them if they know anybody that might be interested. So ask for a recommendation. Ask if they have someone in mind that could use your product or service. 9 times out of 10, if they're circling around that niche, they might know someone and they can refer you to them. Always keep your pipeline full, ladies and gentlemen. This is the way that you're going to increase your revenue, increase your sales, increase your leads, and put more money inside of your bank account. Make sure you don't wait for your pipeline to be empty before prospecting. Always do a follow-up at least once a week or even every day to know that you are adding to your pipeline. If enough prospects enter the pipeline, the rest will usually take care of itself. Consistency is very important. Inconsistent efforts can only lead to inconsistent results. So don't try to milk dry cows.
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change. So I'll keep hustling, you keep struggling. Bitch, I'm humbling, keep mumbling. I'll keep doubling, you keep